My husband Boris always likes to say, don't confuse effort with results. And it's true, right? Being busy doesn't always mean that you're actually being productive. So today I'm talking to Amanda Holmes, the CEO of Chet Holmes International, about her time management secrets and 6 specific steps that will help you increase your productivity by up to 500%. As always, before we get started, make sure you hit the bell and you subscribe to our channel so you're always notified when new episodes become available here every week. Welcome to Powerhouse Business on YouTube. I'm your host, Carolin Soldo. I'm a business owner, business scaling master, and mom of 2 boys. I love thinking big, pushing boundaries, and doing things differently. Most of all, I'm all about achieving massive growth with ease and helping you scale your business by living the life you love. Let's go. When we're talking about time management, a lot of people complain about not having enough time, always being busy, their to-do list is never ending, and sometimes you wonder how you can actually reach your goals if there's never enough time and there's so many demands in your life, right? Your work, your business, your family, and a lot of times your personal life and your health and all of that comes last. And if you're at a certain level in business, let's say, maybe you're at 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, and you're looking at people who are, ahead of you, so to speak, who are maybe earning more, who have bigger organizations, who probably have more to do than you wonder how they're actually doing it. Especially if you already feel maxed out. And I remember that feeling, at certain levels in my business growth, thinking if I'm already working this much and if I'm already this busy, how can I get to my next level without working even more? Sometimes it seems impossible. So what I've learned is that there is a really important difference between managing your time and actually being productive and knowing what to spend your time on. So to me, time management and productivity has a lot to do with tactical things you can do and implement right now, but a lot of it also is your mindset and your focus and knowing where to focus your energy. Amanda Holmes is the CEO of Chet Holmes International, which has assisted over 250,000 businesses worldwide. CHI teaches 12 core competencies for doubling sales based on the New York Times bestseller, The Ultimate Sales Machine, which has been voted in the top 10 most recommended sales books of all time. So let's welcome Amanda. So Amanda, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So your topic is really, really interesting, and it's one of the most burning questions that I get from so many people at different stages in business, right? It's always about time, how to manage time, how to make more of our time. And it seems to be blocking a lot of people from, reaching that next level, or they think it is blocking them. And what you and I will talk about today are 6 specific steps, right? To be more productive. And I want to talk to you about how you manage your time and maybe also the difference between time management and productivity. I think there's a difference. And one funny thing before I let you, kick us off is my husband has this really cool saying. And that is, he says, don't confuse effort with results. He runs a business too, right? And he has a lot of people working for him, and they're so proud when they say, I did so much work today and I got all these things done. But then you look at what the result actually was and what the outcome was, and it doesn't always sort of balance out, and that can become a problem. So tell me about your definition of productivity.
Oh, man. That's a great point. So when we think of, a billionaire versus maybe somebody that's struggling to get their money in the door,
yeah,
they have the same 24 hours as we do, right? Exactly. It's just they have become masters at time and productivity, right? So my father created this whole system and put it into his New York Times bestseller, Ultimate Sales Machine.
Love the book. Love the book.
Yes. It's been voted in the top 10 most recommended sales books of all time now. So he realized that every time he would meet with Charlie Munger, his boss, who it still is co-chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, right? Billionaire. There were certain things that needed to get done so that it would be a productive meeting. And my father at the time was running 7 of the different companies for him, and he just could not keep up. So here he was in complete reaction mode all the time. He would come into work and just be react, and then would have to come home and do all the work that actually needed to get done.
Yeah.
And he's looking at Charlie going, okay, something's wrong here. So then he went through all of these different courses and realized great time management shouldn't take a lot of time. He went through these courses that said, okay, well, you have to map out everything and then start tracking everything. And if he had the time to do that, then he wouldn't have needed a time management course.
Yes.
So he put together 6 steps to increase your productivity by 500%. And I can definitely say that the difference in a day between doing these 6 steps and not doing them, it's a complete game changer. Wow. And I personally use it every single day. I have to, or I get off the beaten track and we get lost into the world of social media, or there's just so many distractions today.
There are so many distractions. And I also find that if we have these routines and habits, it helps us no matter what's happening. Some days we're happy and everything's going great and, we're dancing around, and other days maybe it's not so great. And having this structure or these hacks maybe helps us still be productive and get things done no matter how we feel. So I feel the emotion doesn't play as much of a role maybe too.
Yes. Can we dive into them?
Yes. What's the first one? Let's do it.
Okay, so for me, I always write them down. I may be old school, but it helps me to have them separate from all my electronic devices. I have this and it just grounds me. It brings me back to something physical and real. But that's just my own piece. Yep. So step number 1 is touch it once. So everybody that's listening should write this down, whether it's on a piece of paper or in your notes section. So number 1, touch it once. So we waste on average a week's worth of vacation rereading information. How many times have you opened up an email and gone, oh, okay, I'll respond to that later, and then you read it 4 more times before you actually respond?
Yep, I make it unread.
Yeah, exactly. So step number 1 is touch it once. When you read it, then you do something about it. It could even be, this, and this is very common of my father. He would say, this is a very long email. Discuss this in our weekly meeting. That was it. We took action, and then it put it on them to, put it on the agenda so that we cover this when we meet. So step number 1, touch it once. Okay?
Yes. Oh, not just emails. To-do lists. This sounds so silly, but I'm just going to say it. I rewrite my to-do list sometimes several times a day.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to go into that right now. You're upstaging me. Okay. So step number 2 is make a list of the top 6 things.
Okay.
So a lot of people do a lot of different numbers, right? So start with 6. What are your top 6 things you need to do? Step number 3 is figuring out how much time it will take each one of those things to get accomplished. So I'll say, reply to a client, it'll take me maybe 15 minutes. Yeah. 15 minutes, right? It could take me an hour and a half. I need to record a video for our Facebook ads. Okay, that'll take me an hour and a half. 90 minutes, right? So you're putting down how much time each thing will take. And then when you actually prioritize, which is step number 4, you start realizing, wow, my whole day will have to be different if I want to prioritize these different steps in the right place. So then step number 5 is actually putting it in. So from 8 to 8:30, I'm going to do the most important thing that maybe would get left to the end of the day. I'm going to do that right in that first half hour. Bam, done. Right?
Yes.
And then I know that I have a meeting from 8:30 to 9. So then from 9 to 9:30, I'm going to, do this contract from, and you start scheduling it out so that by the end of the day, and I do this all the time. It happens where I'll start putting it into my list of when each thing needs to happen in my day. And I'll realize, wow, I don't even have time to do 4, 5, and 6 on my list. What was I thinking? So then I have to adjust it and make sure that they get in there. So then the expectation of what your day will be is completely different. And then you're achieving everything that you set out to do rather than, wow, I had 50 things on my list. I only got 4 of them. They really didn't matter. I didn't prioritize, right? So it helps you get realistic about what you can actually accomplish. And at the end of the day, you feel accomplished because, wow, I actually did it all.
Wow. This is incredible. And how many people do this? Like nobody, right? And it's so except you and now me.
Well, and our
everybody
clients
who's listening.
And the hundreds of thousands of people that read this book and go, "Oh my gosh, you've got to be kidding me."
Totally.
So and then the 6th step is, will it hurt me to throw this away? Can you just throw it away? Because 80% of the material that we store away never gets used again. Yeah. So it's something that takes 5, maybe 8 minutes in your day at the beginning of the day. I even like to do it before I go to bed so that I'm very clear on what my next day will look like, or the end of my work day. So that as I'm sleeping too, it's as if my whole brain is processing what I'm about to step into the next day with. And I find very easy that it just then flows because I've already set it all out, right?
Yes. Ah, so great. I have this half hour in the morning a lot, and it's very early. It's usually between like 6:30 and 7 when the boys are just getting up and I'm already done, hopefully, with like my workouts and things. And so that's when I would do it. And that's usually when I rewrite my to-do list yet again. But the prioritizing, and what I love the most are the top 6, right? So we need to, so let's dissect this a little bit. So it's only 6, because in reality, you're right. How much can we actually do? Probably not more than 6. And using every little slice of time. Because when I look at my calendar, I got this whole thing. It's an Outlook. It's color coded, but there's like half hour here and an hour there. And that time that flies. But if you stick something in that can actually fit there. And what I love is knowing how much time this will take. That's also something people don't do. I never do it. I'm like, okay, I'm going to just try to get it done. And maybe it gets done, maybe it doesn't, because oops, it took more time. And it didn't get done.
There's 2 really important things as well in that. So there's the proactive time, and especially as a leader of an organization, you will perpetually be thrown in every other direction because you have so many staff that are pulling you in this direction. This is my priority. This is my priority. But you being able to be clear, this is what my priorities are. So then you schedule out your proactive time, but you also have to schedule in reactive time. So leave an hour in the day, or even an hour and another half hour later in the day, that you're checking your emails. If something comes up, you're putting out a fire. Reactive time not only can be emails, but it can also be on social. So I know that I'm going to spend 15 minutes on social. And you know what I'm going to do when I'm on social? I'm going to spend 5 minutes figuring out what I'm going to post because I want to create top of mind awareness. And then the other 10 minutes I will spend going through all of the people that have posted and try to find 5 potential clients and reply on them. Okay, bam. I've done my social justice for today and now I'm moving on. So that reactive time is crucial, but to schedule it ahead of time so it doesn't take over your whole world. It's just, okay, well, I have to move these things around, right, to make sure that I have that time in there.
Yeah. Also, so it's reactive time, but it's intentional reactive time. Like you plan for that as well, because it's going to come up, but you also take charge and control of that piece. Really important. Yes, love that. So how much time does it take? When am I doing it? Prioritizing it. That is so key too, because what happens, the things we love doing come to the top, and the things we don't like so much, they're usually priority number 1, but then they fall to the bottom and we don't actually work on them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll also say, so for instance, my father was running 12 companies and everybody kept saying, write a book, write a book, write a book. You can do it. Write a book. And he's like, you've got to be kidding me. I run 12 companies. No way do I have time to write a book. But a secret that he did was he put Monday nights at 7 p.m. Every Monday night at 7 p.m. he would work on his book for just 1 hour a week. So those big projects that you're like, how will I ever get that done? Can you chunk them down and make sure that 1 hour a week, every week, you're working on that? Be it your book, be it your webinar, be it it could be so many different things, but that big project that you feel I could never take a big enough chunk out of, just 1 hour a week. Can you do it 1 hour a week?
Yeah.
That's a crucial part.
Yeah. I say to people all the time about all kinds of things. They say, well, I'm too busy right now, or my kids are too young, or it's like a life thing. If you want to accomplish anything in life, you got to prioritize it, and you will be further ahead in 6 months than if you don't do anything, right? Yes. And then you said, throw it out. I love that. I see so many people who are doing all these things, and if they stop doing them, nothing would happen. They could literally stop doing it. It's like this urge, or like social media. I think it's a lot of the FOMO. It's why social media is so popular, because we think we have to be there all the time, because otherwise we're, don't mean anything, or people don't see us anymore. But something really happened. I had this big aha. I think it was 2018 when we were really scaling ads majorly, when we really like doubled down on the funnel system and all that. And I couldn't be on social media as much anymore. And every day I'm like, oh man, they don't see me anymore. I'm not posting anything. I'm not commenting. My business is going to go down. Like, it's not going to work out, right? But quite the opposite happened without me posting anything, because it wasn't necessary. I could just, literally cut it out. So that's just one example, but that's yeah. Do you agree? It's big.
Crucial. And if you can, we teach this as well. Can you break down your business into the key areas that generate revenue? And then can you do them 1 hour a week? So 1 hour a week. So I spend 1 hour a week on Clubhouse because I see opportunity there. I will always host a room 1 hour a week. Whereas I'm looking at other entrepreneurs that are spending 6 hours a day there. I mean, it's crazy. Granted, I did do my first week. I got real hardcore into it and I got obsessed. I will admit, but then I've waned off because my time management practices will not allow me to do that much time, right? I will spend time because it's important, but it will be 1 hour a week, maybe 2 hours a week tops. But having this framework helped me to do that. So then all of my division heads, I meet with them all on Tuesday. That is my day that I go, okay, first meeting is with operations. Second meeting is with sales. Third meeting is with marketing. Fourth meeting is with coaching head. And we're blocked off so that 1 hour a week, we are making sure that we get in tune, connected. We know what's going on, and then we can further our week. And if we have to do more, we can. But that's making sure that every key indicator in my business is handled 1 hour a week.
You know how powerful this is, and I'm sure you do this. I'm certain you are, but teaching this to your team and your people, right?
Yes.
They need to know that.
Accountable. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay, we can dive a little bit into email for time management. Do we want to go there? Do we still have time?
Yeah, we do. Yes.
Okay, good. So this is, oh my gosh, how much time do we waste? Here I am. How much time do we waste going through emails and rereading emails to find? So let's say that the subject line said something like Amy Sue. And then as we're going through Amy Sue, then we decided to switch to Joe. And now we're talking about Joe and the refund that we need to handle with Joe. But because it says Amy Sue, you never find it because that's subject line. So you've gone through 50 different emails trying to figure out which one it is. So a key to email etiquette that will assist you to save time is every time that the body paragraph changes in subject, change the subject line. This is crucial, and it makes a dramatic difference when going through email and managing your email. And my father was like, it wasn't something that we just said, okay, this is something you have to do, and then people did it. I mean, it was just every single day with every single email, every one of his staff, he would repeatedly over and over and over again, change the subject line. It has changed in the body paragraph. Change the subject line. It has changed in the body paragraph. I mean, over and over and over and over again. So just because you learn these 6 steps, it's not mastery, right? You'll try it for 3 days and you'll be like, wow, why didn't I ever think of this before? And then you'll drop off and you'll be like, right, I know that thing works, but I will do it at some point. So it's that pig-headed discipline and determination to continue And something my father always said, mastery isn't about doing 4,000 things. It's about doing 12 things 4,000 times. So can you commit yourself to mastering this one thing time?
Yeah. It takes mastery. I love this book and all of your dad's work and your work, and you know that. So this is, I mean, and by the way, if you haven't read the book, right, The Ultimate Sales Machine, Amanda, you have it right there. You must run and buy it now and read it. It's incredible. I mean, we're talking time management, we're talking people, relationships, sales. I mean, it is about sales mostly, but there's so much more in this book. It's just incredible. But yeah, listen, I'm going to do this, and I think I'm doing 20% of it, but I'm going to do the rest, and I will let you know, how this is working for me. And I want you watching this video, give this a try, implement this. And I want you to leave us comments below, and maybe reach out to Amanda if you want and let her know, yeah, how this is working for you. Really, really great. One more question, because we have some more time, Amanda. I wrote this down. I wanted to talk to you about mindset, and you just touched on it because of the pig-headed discipline, which is, to me, like the mindset, right? So your commitment, maybe. A lot of these, or most of these things are strategic, tactical, doing kind of things, right? But how much of this is also a mindset question to you? What do you think?
Well, yeah, I, as I had just said, right? People know that going to the gym is really great for them. They'll lose weight, but how often do we actually stick to it and do it? And the book was actually supposed to be called The Pig-Headed Executive Wins Every Time.
Okay.
That was the original title of the book. And then the publisher said, that book will never sell. None of our salespeople want to sell that book. It's going to be called The Ultimate Sales Machine. And my father just went crazy. He's like, are you kidding me? That this book isn't about sales. I have time management. I have appointment setting. I have, all of these different other things that it isn't just sales. But that one concept, when people say I took away one thing, it's pig-headed discipline and determination. And even for me, as a next generation of my father, he was so brilliant at time and managing time. For my own sake, I always make sure that in my day, I'm also putting in, okay, at this time, I'm going to meditate.
Yeah.
I would love to have, just enlighten my mind a little bit before I step into my next thing. I will, light some sage and just clean the room or cleanse the space.
Yeah.
For me, adding that piece of mindset is so important to me, and making sure that I'm proactive about scheduling that in. So I'll just have a jam sesh in the middle of my day where I pull out my guitar and I just start chanting and using mantra meditation. So
I didn't know you did that.
A bit of a different mindset shift, but yeah.
Well, that speaks to you getting yourself into a place of real alignment and happiness and peace and the good feeling of it all, so that you can implement the practices, and you can do the 6 steps, and you can just move forward and so it's a combination. I think the most successful and happy people have a combination of these amazing strategies, right, that we all need to know, the hacks and the tips and the secrets, but we also have a powerful spiritual side to us. And we know that it's not just all us doing. We can also allow and receive. And I think if you have a good balance of both of them, that's the ultimate power.
Huge.
Yeah.
So when I was 24 when my father passed, and I inherited, a couple hundred staff. I was a singer-songwriter originally. I had no experience in the business. I wasn't planning on taking it over. It was an utter shock. Mm-hmm. And then to have the experiences of meditating and to connect within myself, and the process of self-mastery was huge for me to really realize, okay, what is my definition of success, and how do I want to spend my time, and how do I want my business to run? And like last year we doubled sales, but I only worked 1 day a week.
Nice.
And different years have been different, right? Yeah. Some have been more, some have been less. Lately, I can't sleep more than 3 hours because I'm so energized about my business. I can't stop. So, I go to extremes, but I like it that way. I what to do. But I think that's crucial to be able to connect back within yourself, and even putting it into your time management. Yesterday I got really annoyed at one of my staff, and I was just boiling, and I needed to sit down and do a little, sing some Kumbaya. I didn't sing Kumbaya, but I went through a chant to get myself back in alignment, because I'm looking to have a logical conversation instead of an emotional one.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a crucial part of managing your time and your life, and not just having monetary success, but fulfillment in that.
It's everything. Yes. I mean, we all know that from people telling us these stories, but you can be very successful, but extremely unhappy. And you said a really important thing, Amanda, what is your definition of success? That was, for me, all of 2019, and then 2020 really, beginning to implement that. But I had to really ask myself, what is my definition? And what am I doing that I think other people want me to do, or I'm trying to prove myself to someone, or it's really not what I truly want from life. Maybe it's good for other people, but it's really not for me, right? But then shedding the drivers and all the shoulds off of your, mind and everything, and then really taking control of what your definition of success is. That's a whole nother thing. So, and you're such a great example of that too, right? So before we began the recording, you told me you now stay, or you live in Puerto Rico.
Well, I'm not living here yet. I just sort of one way and thought, wow, this is a beautiful place.
Spending time.
I could live here. That's so funny.
Yeah. No, I just love seeing people, being really open to like new ideas, and just try, getting the most from life in all the different ways. And yes, you're just, and your energy, I could talk to you all day. It is just fantastic. Amanda, tell us how people can get more of your genius, like all the things. Where do you want them to go? We'll put all the links down below in the description, but share that with us, please.
Yeah. If you haven't read the book, you can go to chetholmes.com, and I think /PH4. You can get the chapter 4 for free, which is a chapter we say that just changes lives. So that would be a really great place to be.
Awesome.
Also on the homepage of chetholmes.com is a video series that I give away for free. It's the 3 strategies to double sales. So we go in depth on that, and that's a pretty good education for everybody.
Amazing. So we'll put the links down below in the description. Go check it out. Connect with, Amanda. How do you like people connecting with you these days? Clubhouse, you said? What else?
Yeah. I'm on Clubhouse. If you wanted to connect with me, maybe Instagram. I spend my most time there. I don't have Amanda Holmes. I am Amandita Holmes on Instagram.
Okay.
It's my salsa name.
You salsa dance too?
I do.
Oh, good for you. I want that too. I'll get there.
Yes, we should go.
So we have Instagram, we have the websites, and highly recommend. I read the book, and just one more, testimonial here. I picked up the book when we were really growing our sales team, and I just had to figure it all out. There's so much. So this is for, any business owner really at any stage, whether you're, selling yourself, or you're trying to build a team, or you're already managing a team, and all of it. And then so much more, as we talked about, so much more in there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, so much fun. Now I want to interview you. It's such a bummer that we now go, because you're so magnificent.
Thank you, Amanda. So I want to respect your time, and also our audience's time. Thank you so much for being here. You're awesome. It's always fun to spend time with you. You're full of, golden nuggets. And I want to thank the audience for watching us as always. I hope you love it. And now we want to hear from you. How do you manage your time? What were your big ahas from today's episode? How do you look at productivity now versus how you looked at it before? So leave us some comments below. Let's really have a conversation about how we can help you achieve more productivity and do more in your business. And now stay focused on your goals, because I believe that you're meant to bring your message and your expertise to a whole lot more people, and productivity surely will help you get that done. If you like this episode, make sure you give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and then come back again next week. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.